Creative Crossroads, brought to you by Crystal Bridges and the Momentary.
We are back for another Creative Crossroads brought to you by Crystal Bridges and the Momentary.
That's right, we get to explore everything from art making to culinary to the exhibitions, even to some music. Come along, let's see what they have in store for us today. Today for this Creative Crossroads, we're chatting with Austin about space makers. Wow, what a beautiful exhibition you have. Thanks for inviting us out here to the museum.
Well, I'm thrilled that y'all are here. Space Makers is actually the beginning of a longer title. It's called Space Makers, Indigenous Expression in a New American Art.
Ooh, tell us about that. What all is in this?
So what we're really looking at is 3 groups of artists across time that are making space, both literally in their forms that they choose as artists, but also the space that they're making for indigenous expression. So these are artists who are looking at Native American art, indigenous art forms, and reimagining them at different times. And I can tell you a little more about that.
Yeah, please
Yes,
do.
absolutely.
Dive into that a little
Yeah,
bit.
so the Indian Space Painters were a group of modern American artists, mostly based in New York, that were fascinated with indigenous expression as a source for new forms of abstraction, new forms of American art. And they were looking at forms of ancient and historical Native American art. And we have examples of that in the exhibition too. And then these space makers, these Indian space painters as they call themselves, some of them went to teach in New Mexico at the Institute for American Indian Arts. And many native modern painters learned some of the same sources of expression, of abstraction, and started making their own art. So this exhibition brings together modern American painters, modern contemporary indigenous artists, and the source Native American art that they all looked at.
Oh, I love
That is so cool.
And correct me if I'm wrong, but did I hear you say that this is the first time that these artists have all been displayed in the same space?
That is absolutely correct. What we're so excited is that we're actually making space for these stories that have never been told before. They've been told in separate spheres. We know a little bit about the Indian space painters in a modern American art context. We know about modern contemporary Native artists, and we know that they're inspired by indigenous art. But what does it mean to bring them into conversation? That's never been done.
Yeah, tell us about this piece behind us.
So this is a Chilkat robe or a nahin. The Tlingit people use this in ceremonies. And this mount, it has all this beautiful form line design, which you see in this. The mount is what is supporting this for the exhibition. And it's in a curvilinear shape. It's called a dancing mount because these robes would be worn in ceremony and danced with. And so imagine this on the back of a man, moving through space. And so our preparators worked with experts in Alaska to determine how to bend the wood and create the mesh to support this dancing mount of this beautiful formline design. And then it's flanked on left and right by an Indian space painter and a modern native painter, looking at the same sort of forms of composition, abstraction, and form line. So you can see the relationships formally and conceptually.
That's beautiful. And this is we're in the permanent gallery space right now, but how long will this part be up?
So this special exhibition will be up through early October, and we're nearing the end of its 6-month run, so definitely come check it out.
Yeah, we certainly will.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Thanks for chatting with
Yeah,
us.
thanks for
It's a great
joining us.
pleasure.
Yeah,
We look forward to
absolutely.
welcoming you all to see.
Yes, for sure. Stick around. We've got more Good Day in WA coming up right after a short break.